going to show is the flexibility of the Wing Chun system with the Yi Ji Ma. So it keeps your bones really, the bone joints really, supple. The tendons are still flexible, they're strong, they're like the cables of a bridge are very strong. But if you see in the Wing Chun poetry from the Yip Man lineage, is that the power comes from the bone joints. What does that mean? Well, in the Yi Ji Ma, what's amazing is I was able to cross my legs in the full lotus when I was a kid, 14 years old, 12, 11. So I don't really per se practice it, and I don't would recommend it, because I think it's like, I don't want to basically, how we say, unbalance my body. However, every day, or whenever I'm asked to do a demonstration on the flexibility of the bone joints, I would do this. I would take one leg, and I take the other leg, right there, and we're still able to do a full lotus. Look at that. And not bad, this knee doesn't go all the way down anymore, but how many people, after so many years, there we go, 56 years old, still able to do that. Then, getting ready for the Buji, we get on our fingertips, and we slowly bring ourselves up. Okay, rock around a little bit, and sit back down. That's how the power of the bone joints are developed from the Yi Ji Ma. And remember the first video, talk about the hands, the power. The power is from right here, the short bones. This is used for leverage. Then the power is from the bones. And when I can breathe, and that's, remember, as I'm drawing up, like from here, I just draw up. Remember, this coming down. I can take all of that and just, whoops, lift myself up right like that. Woo! So that's the idea, and I don't want to stay here too long. That's not what our practice is about. Our practice is about just keeping the flexibility. I would do it once or twice. I don't want to overwork out my joints, because if I'm 155 pounds or so, and if I stayed there too long, then it would just jam up all the joints. It'd be great for fighting, jabbing, putting your hands, your fingertips through people with sandbags and all that. But that's not the idea of what we do now. The idea is to prolong your career. If you really love Wing Chun, and I did when I started 40-something years ago, I just knew I was going to do for life. And if you want to do for life, it's best to learn correctly from the very beginning. To understand that when you do the forms properly, the circulation of the three parts of your circulatory system, okay? One, you're breathing. Then from the breathing, contraction of the muscles in the proper direction, then the blood flow. Return of the blood to the heart. You know how important that is? When you get the blood returned to your heart, it takes a lot of pressure off your heart. That's the strongest muscle for endurance, okay? That is the key. And now, since we're going to talk about muscles, your gluteus maximus, especially on the physical level, that's the strongest muscle in the body, okay? For your leg work and everything, it's your glutes, especially in sports. Then, your tongue, pound for pound, is the strongest muscle, okay? And then, your jaw, right here, is the strongest for finding and holding on, right here. That's how you see the bulldogs. So that's for chewing. That's the power, okay? And then finally, your brain is the muscle. So you want to be able to move the spinal fluid, because when you move the spinal fluid, it affects the connective tissue. That's why you can see our skin and our body at years and years of training, without having to lift weights or physical exercise, it maintains its elasticity. That's from allowing, knowing, letting the skin breathe. But the craniosacral pump, when the spinal fluid moves, then what happens is it strengthens the connective tissue. And the most important connective tissue is actually the dirt matter that protects your brain. It cushions your brain. So when you have that, the cushioning of the brain, you get shocked, because your brain doesn't get rattled around like a boxer. especially Wing Chun is a boxing style, and you do a lot of snapping, and you make a hit. When you do that, you want to make sure your dirt bag is strong, because look at the boxers who doesn't strengthen that. In fact, you hit too much, it's not good, because you get that brain, you get that, how you call it, Alzheimer's. In fact, there's a lot of bad memory, and I guess forgetful memory, and Parkinson's, shaking, and you gotta protect the brain. And that's why we're doing this in the long run. In the beginning, remember we talked about why you want to take Wing Chun? It was fighting. When you're a young kid, fighting is the key. But once you learn the development of not just knocking someone out, but you can hurt someone really bad, and if you hit in the right spot, you can kill somebody. When you have that, you have a lot of self-control. You must have that. It's karma. Okay. Then when you get older, then you're gonna realize that hey, this is really strengthening all your joints, all your muscles, your internal organs, very strong, and you still keep your energy. And finally, when you get older, your mind is still clear. You're still sharp. You may not move as fast, but I see my teachers, 70, 75, 80 years old, still sharp in the mind, still moving fast. It's because they stay with the real purpose. And that's what we're finding out, okay? In the ending, it's actually really good for your health and long life. Thank you.